You're good at making big announcements. We're good at your insurance.
Start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, online, over the phone, or in person, and stop knocking on wood.
You're good at keeping the car clean. We're good at your insurance.
Start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, online, over the phone, or in person, and stop knocking on wood.
You're good at basement basketball.
We're good at your insurance.
Start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, online, over the phone, or in person, and stop knocking on wood.
Hi, I'm Matt Wolford, president of the IHSAA Foundation, and we need your help. We need your help so the youth of our community can develop advanced leadership skills. We need your help giving high school administrators and coaches the instruction and insight they need to be better role models and teachers. To learn more or to make a tax-deductible contribution, go to IHSAAfoundation.org. You'll not only be contributing to the foundation of the IHSAA, you'll be contributing to the foundation of our community.
The following is a live sports presentation of GLICOD. GLICOD.com.
GLICOD's coverage of Jim Butler Auto Southern Indiana High School basketball starts now.
Welcome to Joe Hinton Court at Floyd Central High School in Floyd's Knobs, Indiana. This is GLICOD's production of the Jeffersonville Red Devils against the Floyd Central Highlanders, brought to you by Jim Butler Auto in Clarksville, where they are striving to keep you driving. The Red Devils come in at 2-5 after a very long layoff. Their last game was December 22nd. The Highlanders defeated Cordon Central just a few days ago, 75-51, and the Highlanders come in 7-2. The Red Devils 2-5, and it's time to introduce our broadcast crew to you. I'm Dr. Todd Carter. Alongside me is analyst Jeff Cooper, and Jeff, we will find out in just a little bit why that long layoff from Coach Grants, but this is a long layoff in the middle of the season for a ball club, and so that could make for something kind of interesting tonight.
It could. I mean, they haven't played in a while, so they're going to come out ready to chomping at the bit, ready to go here. And this you usually don't get a layoff like that during a season.
Absolutely extenuating circumstances that folks will be interested in hearing Coach Grants talk about. So it's one of those interesting things, and much longer than usual. Interesting for Floyd Central too, because they haven't had a chance to really scout up. This is really Coach Grants was talking about this being really almost like their season opener, because these guys really haven't played together all season.
No, they're going to have to get used to one another and reacquaint each other to each other here, and so they haven't seen the real Jeffersonville, the team that actually won this sectional last year, and they've got a lot of those guys back, but a lot of them haven't played. They've been injuries, suspensions, various things, COVID shutdowns. So it'll be interesting to see what happens tonight. It's almost like them playing a team they've never seen before. But I'm sure they remember a few of these guys from last year, and they'll pull that out of their memory banks and use it tonight, I'm sure.
Absolutely. Well, I had a chance to talk to both coaches, and we will hear from them here coming up during our pregame show. I'll also go ahead and introduce the rest of our broadcast crew. Our executive producer tonight is Steve Bird. DK Gauss is running our computer and producing here on site, and Will Harper is running our camera for us tonight for this broadcast. Well, let's talk about also what's coming up here on GLICOD, and our look at the schedule is presented by 9 Round Fitness in Clarksville. Experience a 9-round workout for free with no obligations. Visit them at 1225 Veterans Parkway in Clarksville. Well, as far as what's coming up in the next week, tomorrow night, I'll get the chance, along with Paul Love, to follow Floyd Central out to North Harrison for the Highlanders versus the North Harrison Cougars. That one tomorrow night, pregame at 7, tip at 7:30.
That'd be a good one.
It should be. And then on Tuesday night at 7:30, the Jeff Red Devils against the North Oldham Mustangs. And so that one over at North Oldham, Justin Kalin and Gary Forrest bringing you that ball game. And then next Thursday night, Trinity Lutheran at Floyd Central in girls basketball action. So back here at Floyd Central, and I will be here along with Coach Paul Love for that broadcast. Well, again, that brought to you by 9 Round Fitness in Clarksville. Experience a 9-round workout for free with no obligations. Visit them at 1225 Veterans Parkway.
That'd last about 2.
I'm sorry?
I'd last about 2
You last about
rounds.
2. Okay,
yeah.
Gotcha.
Maybe.
Okay, fair enough. As the JV game still going here, we're going to go ahead and step away, hear from some of our awesome GLICOD sponsors. When we come back, you will hear from Coach Andrew Grants of the Jeffersonville Red Devils as we count down to the tip-off here from Joe Hinton Court, Floyd Central High School, tonight on GLICOD.
Hi, I'm Isaiah. And I'm Grant. I'm vape-free because I've witnessed and experienced firsthand how tobacco can affect teens who want to escape from school, work, or other social activities. When it comes to curbing teenage use of tobacco and e-cigarettes, actions speak. Voice Indiana engages, educates, and empowers teens throughout the state to take action by promoting and celebrating a lifestyle free of tobacco and e-cigarettes.
Find out how you can be part of the statewide youth empowerment movement and help end teenage nicotine use by going to voiceindiana.org.
I'm your cat. And ever since you brought me home that day, I've been plotting to destroy you. This is 1 billion years of tiger DNA just ready to pounce. And if you got the wrong home insurance coverage, you could be coughing up the cash for this. So get Allstate and be better protected from mayhem, like meow.
Contact Floyd's Knobs and Jeffersonville Allstate agent Packy Page for a quote today.
This edition of Coach's Comments is brought to you by Allstate agent Packy Page, with offices in Floyd Knobs and Jeffersonville. To find out how Allstate can put you in good hands, or for a free quote, call Packy at 812-202-7271.
Welcome back to Southern Indiana High School basketball here on GLICOD. This is Dr. Todd Cardinal alongside head coach Andrew Grants from the Jeffersonville Red Devils. And coach, I guess the big story of the night is this is the first time that that you and your team are kind of all together at the same time this year. Is that right?
Yeah, absolutely. So we started the first 5 games. You know, we were without Will Lovings-Watts, and then I go down with bilateral pneumonia. I was in the hospital and out a couple weeks, and then Kobe Studemeyer, twisted his ankle. So I mean, I'd say it it all the time. You imagine any NBA team or college team that they don't have their highest rated player, they don't have their point guard, and they don't have their head coach. That's a lot that you're missing. So we're excited. We're getting back. It's Christmas. Right after Christmas, we're going to be 100%. Finally get the team back together. We get hit with COVID, and we have a couple people in the program with COVID, and we have to shut down for 2 weeks. We come back. This gets better. We come back. And we start on last Wednesday, and then Thursday, Friday we have snow days. So it's been crazy. It's been very, very interesting. I'm excited tonight just to have our full team back together. I was talking to Coach Sturgeon just before, we're just catching up and stuff, and he was joking around with me. He's like, I don't even know what you all have. You haven't played everybody together yet this year, and we're the same way. I mean, we know what we have. We've seen it in practice, but we haven't played a scrimmage game. We haven't played a real game with our entire team. So I'm excited to see have our team together, and I know our guys, especially our seniors that have that familiarity of playing together, hopefully will go a long way and kind of calm some of the younger guys, the role players, to be able to see that from our older players.
Well, and so as far as this goes, and just getting everybody together tonight, it's one of those things. Obviously, you want to win a ball game, but it's got to be just satisfying and great for everybody just to see each other in practice this week and have that feel, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So this is my actually first game coaching since December 5th.
Oh my!
So it's been well over a month since I've coached a basketball game. So yeah, it's just nice to be back on the court. It's nice to be back, on the buses with the team, and to be able to do that. So we are approaching it, and we've met about it, and we said, look, we're going to look at what we did in 2021 at the end of at the beginning of this season. We're almost treating that as last year. That's last season. Tonight we're really treating this as a season opener for us, because we have to. I mean, last year I keep saying last year because that's how we're really talking about it in the program. But earlier this season, because of everything that happened and everything that was going on, and just so many things just out of our control, just crazy stuff. To be able to have everybody back together tonight, we're like, look, this is game one, is the way that we're approaching this.
Well, now, as you mentioned the Floyd Central team, you obviously have a lot of chance probably to scout them up and see some of them from film and so forth. So what have you seen as far as what they're going to put on the court tonight?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, the first thing that stands out to you always is with them is their size. You see a team that has they're very big, they're very physical, they can post the ball well. But the thing that they do really, really well is their spot up shooters that they put around their size. They shoot the ball extremely well, and because they're bigger, they have good high releases that makes it a little bit tougher to challenge some shots. So I think you have to kind of pick your poison with them. Are you going to live with the inside game, or are you going to live with the outside shots? And it's hard to guard both because they both do both very well. So you kind of have to pick your poison and decide which one that you're going to really try to take away.
Well, and let's go back to your team here, and that is just as far as all their roles, and you talked about the excitement and so forth.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts about your keys to the game and just kind of your goals on the evening?
Yeah, for sure. Well, they're going to do a good job of switching it up between man and zone, and for us to be able to get into our stuff quickly, to be able to execute our stuff quickly, to trust it. We've talked a lot about that. Earlier this year, I feel like we had some struggle trusting the system, but that comes with young guys. I mean, there was at one point in a game that we were playing over in Louisville, I look on the court and we've got a sophomore and 4 freshmen playing, and but when you have 2 seniors out, but that experience for those young guys has been fantastic. And what it's done for us coaches is it's allowed us really an opportunity to evaluate guys when the lights come on, to see how they respond to it and who we can really trust and count on in certain situations. So that's been really beneficial for us.
All right, and as far as keys to the game tonight, what are you guys going to do to try to win?
Yeah, so the biggest thing with us is just intensity on the defensive end. We really want to speed the game up, play at a faster pace, let our defense start our offense. I think, like I said, you have to kind of pick your poison there on if you're going to live with the inside or the outside game, and what that's going to be. And then on the offensive end, like I said, just trusting and executing our stuff on the offensive end. I think if we do that and bring the effort and intensity with it, then we'll be all right.
Good luck tonight, Coach. Thank you.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
And stay tuned for all the high school basketball action tonight on GLICOD.
Let's be honest. You don't see Grandma nearly enough. Which means the dead car battery you've spent the morning dealing with has robbed her of precious grandkid time. It's unfortunate, sure, but it's not like she's going to write you out of her will or anything. Right? When you need to be there, you need an Interstate. The car battery auto techs prefer.
Come by Interstate Batteries, 1510 Production Road, Jeffersonville. This second shift. This old pair of pants. This staycation. This brown bag lunch. At American Family Insurance, we understand what it takes to make your new kitchen, that new car, or your new house a reality. It's the same as it takes to protect it. To protect your new life, your future, your dreams.
Yes, I'm a dreamer.
Nobody wants to be told that they have cancer. When you find out that you have cancer, you want to make sure and try to get it treated as quickly as possible. That's what Priority Radiology did for me. The time they saved me from fretting about it is something I can't repay. They got me my results within 3 hours. It's unheard of to get that kind of results that quick. I can't hardly tell you how important that was for my mental state. It really helped me get through that day.
A proud supporter of the Providence Pioneers and Southern Indiana High School athletics, Mack Construction is a second-generation company that provides quality workmanship in heavy civil construction, asphalt, and streetscape while maintaining focus on worksite safety and productivity. Put Mack Construction's nearly 40 years of award-winning service to work for your project. For more information, visit mackconstruction.com. Mack Construction. Experience. Reputation. Solutions.
You're watching Southern Indiana High School basketball on GLICOD.
As we are back here at Floyd Central High School and counting down to the tip for the Floyd Central Highlanders and the Jeff Red Devils tonight, have a alumni reunion going on from team from 1971. Joe Hinton, who is the third in from your camera, kind of turned around to the camera. There was the coach, and we are at Joe Hinton Joe Hinton Court here at Floyd Central High School, and so they're being honored. The JV game was won by the Jeff Red Devils 66-51, and so the Jeff JV triumph over the Floyd Central JV 66-51. Well, it's time to look at keys to the game. Tonight's keys to the game are presented by Mack Construction. Mack Construction provides safe, productive, quality workmanship in civil construction and excavation. Visit mackconstruction.com. Well, as we look at Jeff and Floyd and what they are going to want to do tonight, first of all, for Jeffersonville, we've got recognize Floyd's defense, and that's important just because Floyd will switch between man and zone and go back and forth quite a bit, and so that's important. And then play together. Thoughts on both of those, Jeff?
Well, yeah, they definitely Floyd will switch defenses, and your point guard's got to be able to pull the ball out and see what you're in, get you in the right offense. And with not playing much together, that could be a little bit of a challenge, especially early on. As far as playing together, I mean, that's just something that's going to come more with time and experience. They just have to get used to each other again and do the best they can, tonight. And I think you'll find as we get into February and sectional time, they'll be much more comfortable with each other than they are tonight.
Well, as far as Floyd Central goes, one thing Coach Sturgeon really wants his young men to do tonight is rebound at a high level. He says they've got a whole lot of work to do to get to the back, up to the really superior rebounding team that he thinks they can be. And then real big point of emphasis with him was no live ball turnovers, just because he just does not want Jeff to get those, easy points off those live ball turnovers. So both of those really big keys for Floyd.
Well, Jeff's probably going to put some pressure on him. Jeff's going to have the quickness advantage. Floyd's going to have the height advantage. Now, Floyd should be a dominant rebounding team, but with all their starters pretty much 6'5" and above, except the point guard. But, rebounding is a team effort. You can't just have your 2 or 3 bigs rebound. Your guards and everybody has to pitch in on the rebounding nowadays. So that is very important. And, they have to control turnovers because if Jeff starts turning them over, they're going to get some easy baskets. And I think Floyd would rather keep this game in the 50s. Jeff would probably want it in the 60s or the 70s,
Well, absolutely. And so with both of these both of these teams, you know, that they will put pressure on each other in different ways. Jeff with that more of that full court press, although we've seen Floyd Central do that once in a while, pull it out in spots. Floyd really will put pressure on you by making your offense decide, are we in man, are we in zone, or what type of zone, because Floyd will play a couple of different types. And then, you know, Jeffersonville, of course, is going to put pressure on you with that full court man-to-man from time to time, and they really have a lot of experience there and can certainly make your life miserable under the right circumstances.
Yes, they can, no doubt about it. And a couple other keys too, I think, for Floyd Central. It's time for them to find. Last year they had the young man with the Air Force that could score for them, and you know he was their go-to guy. This year they got 5 or 6 guys that can score. They really need to. It's good to have that where you're not focused on one player, but they really need to find that one guy they can go to get a basket down the stretch. And for Jeff, I think another key is to speed the game up. Whatever you have to do that. Now, again, they haven't been playing together much, so you may see a lot of turnovers tonight trying to do that. But even so, if you can get Floyd going up and down the floor, that'll be to your advantage later on.
Absolutely. Well, so those are our keys to the game. Tonight's keys to the game presented by Mack Construction. Mack Construction providing safe, productive, quality workmanship in civil construction and excavation. Visit mackconstruction.com. Well, let's step away, and we will hear from some of our awesome GLICOD sponsors. When we come back, we will have Coach Todd Sturgeon of the Floyd Central Highlanders, and hear from him when we return on GLICOD.
Busy, always on the go. And when your car needs repaired, you need it done right. At Call's Body Shop, you can make an estimate appointment to better serve you. Just call 812-949-5245 and schedule a time that fits your schedule. They're open Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, and are family owned and operated. They've been serving Southern Indiana since 1954 at 2801 Mount Tabor Road in New Albany. It's your car, and you have a choice on your repair. Call's Body Shop. Can they fix it? Yes, they can.
Drug use in adolescence or early adulthood can have a serious impact on a teen's life. Teenagers who use marijuana are more likely to have lower grades, even drop out of school. They may also suffer from impaired driving, higher levels of anxiety, and depression. We all want to see the youth in our community succeed. Regardless of your stance on marijuana, we can all agree that it is not right for teens. Paid for by Drug Free Communities, the Department of Mental Health and Addictions, and Our Place.
Hi, I'm Isaiah. And I'm Grant. I'm vape-free because I've witnessed and experienced firsthand how tobacco can affect teens who want to escape from school, work, or other social activities. When it comes to curbing teenage use of tobacco and e-cigarettes, actions speak. Voice Indiana engages, educates, and empowers teens throughout the state to take action by promoting and celebrating a lifestyle free of tobacco and e-cigarettes.
Find out how you can be part of the statewide youth empowerment movement and help end teenage nicotine use by going to voiceindiana.org.
The second game of the season, I popped my shoulder out of socket, so I went to the doctor a few weeks later, and they referred me to priority radiology to get an arthrogram. It was about a day later that they told me the news that I tore my labrum. Since I got the results back so quick, I got to start doing physical therapy and everything quicker, which made my recovery process a lot quicker, and I'm thankful for priority radiology for getting the results back that fast.
Hi, this is Sheriff Jamie Knoll of the Clark County Sheriff's Office reminding you to please buckle up, wear your seatbelts, and refrain from texting while you're behind the wheel. Your safety is our priority. Enjoy the game.
You're watching Southern Indiana High School Basketball on GLICOD.
Welcome back to Southern Indiana High School basketball tonight on GLICOD, where we've got the Jeffersonville Red Devils against Floyd Central Highlanders. And Coach, we talked before the season. You talked about wanting your team to be a pretty, a really high-level rebounding team. And I'm just wondering, at this part of the season, how is that coming along? How's that project working?
okay. I still think we can improve in that. But we've been decent. It'll be a challenge tonight. These guys, I mean, everybody talks about our size, but with the exception, obviously, of Wes, who's 7 feet tall, they have a big team also and have some size and athleticism. So this will be a challenge for us to see if we can control the boards, and we'll see. But that won't be easy for sure.
Well, overall, how do you feel your team's playing? Out to a good record, but just overall, how are they playing?
Oh, I think we've been good. I keep saying that, but I think we've got room for improvement. We haven't played phenomenal. We had a great result in the New Albany game going back several weeks, but that was that happens sometimes in a game. They had trouble making shots, and so the score is probably not indicative of the two teams. But I don't think we've played an exceptional game yet, and hopefully we start working toward that. But again, I said this to somebody earlier in the week. If you would have said at the beginning of the year, okay, you'll be 7-2, beat New Albany, beat Bloomington South, beat Providence, we'd probably take that. So not bad. We're happy, but feel like we got some areas that we need to improve in.
Now, as far as this Jeff team goes, this is really kind of the first time they had all their parts. Probably tough to scout them. So what's your thoughts on what Jeff's going to put on the floor tonight?
Well, and you're right about that. It's they've not only had all the parts together, but they haven't played any game in almost a month. And so there's some give and take there. I'm sure they would have liked to have had a game or two to iron out some things. And by the same token, we kind of would have liked to see them play a game or two more with all those guys there as well. So we'll just have to see. It's early in the season. This is, we're approaching the midpoint. There's a long way before we get to February. So obviously both teams would like to win this game, but this will still be, just another step along the way, ultimately.
Well, as far as keys for the Floyd Central Highlanders to win tonight, what are your thoughts on your keys for a win tonight?
A very low number of live ball turnovers would be high on the list of things that if we can handle their pressure and not let that lead to baskets, that would be a big thing. And then, as you mentioned, on the boards, if we can control the backboard. Now, a lot of that will have to do with penetration. If they're penetrating and our big guys have to come over to help, then that turns loose their big guys on the boards, and that creates all kinds of problems. That's a big misconception. Lots of times everybody's yelling at the big guys to block out. Well, it's not that they're not blocking out. They had to go help, and now there's nobody to block their man out. And so we'll just have to see how that all comes together. But I really feel like if we can not turn the ball over and then not let them get second and third shots, then we got a chance to be in the ball game and have a chance to win.
All right, good luck tonight, Coach. Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
Stay tuned for all the high school basketball action tonight on GLICOD.
I'm your cat, and ever since you brought me home that day, I've been plotting to destroy you. This is 1 billion years of tiger DNA just ready to pounce. And if you got the wrong home insurance coverage, you could be coughing up the cash for this. So get Allstate and be better protected from mayhem, like meow.
Contact Floyd Snobs and Jeffersonville Allstate agent Packy Page for a quote today.
Hi, this is Sheriff Jamie Knoll of the Clark County Sheriff's Office reminding you to please buckle up, wear your seatbelts, and refrain from texting while you're behind the wheel. Your safety is our priority. Enjoy the game.
Dr. Carter's office, Annette speaking. How may I help you?
From your very first call, the warm personal care from Dr. Todd Carter and his friendly staff at Carter Family Dentistry will put you at ease. Dr. Carter can take care of you and your family's dental needs, from gentle cleaning to complex procedures. Visit drtoddcarter.com to learn why generations put their trust in Dr. Carter for their dental health. Or to schedule an appointment, call Annette or Joyce at 812-944-5155. Located at 809 Mount Tabor Road in New Albany.
Dubuque County Fair is about to get its face melted! Yeah! 1 second.
I guess their faces are safe. This is
Shut up, Jeff.
Yeah, Jeff, shut up.
Shut up, Jeff. I don't need your help.
Just like what happened in Pittsburgh. Never mention Pittsburgh!
When you need to be there, you need an Interstate, the car battery auto techs prefer.
Come by Interstate Batteries, 1510 Production Road, Jeffersonville.
As COVID-19 continues in our community, we are seeing increased cases in the younger population. While severity may be lower, there are still many health issues associated with infection, risk of transmission to other vulnerable citizens, and increasing the rate of development of variant strains. This is why the CDC recommends you get vaccinated. For more information or to schedule a COVID-19 vaccine or test, visit www.clarkhealth.net. Again, that's www.clarkhealth.net.
Hi, I'm Isaiah. And I'm Grant. I'm vape-free because I've witnessed and experienced firsthand how tobacco can affect teens who want to escape from school, work, or other social activities. When it comes to curbing teenage use of tobacco and e-cigarettes, actions speak. Voice Indiana engages, educates, and empowers teens throughout the state to take action by promoting and celebrating a lifestyle free of tobacco and e-cigarettes.
Find out how you can be part of the statewide youth empowerment movement and help end teenage nicotine use by going to voiceindiana.org.
You're watching Southern Indiana High School Basketball on GLICOD.
Pre-game continues here on GLICOD. This is GLICOD's coverage of Southern Indiana High School basketball, brought to you by Jim Butner Auto in Clarksville, where they are striving to keep you driving. We are at Joe Hinton Court here at Floyd Central High School, where we are headed towards a full house for this basketball action tonight between the Jeffersonville Red Devils and the Floyd Central Highlanders. As we're serenaded by the Floyd Central Band, it's time to look at tonight's storylines. Tonight's storylines brought to you by Community Action of Southern Indiana. Be a part of the youth empowerment movement at voiceindiana.org. So, Jeff, as we look at these storylines, we've already talked about this a little bit, but this is the first real game for Jeffersonville all season. And we'll put that in quotation marks. They're 2-5. They've played 7 games. But this is the first time, as we heard Coach Grant talk about earlier, for the head coach. His first game since early part of December. First game with really all of the pieces of the puzzle put together. So, what will it look like for Jeff? And it's just a real big question mark, I think, for just about everybody.
Everybody, coach included. I don't think he knows what he's going to get. I mean, he says he sees what he sees in practice, but I mean, you can't, you have no idea when the game starts what's really going to happen out there. So he's going to be kind of feeling his way along with these players. And they haven't. The one thing we didn't mention earlier, he mentioned that at one point during the Western tournament in Louisville that he had 4 freshmen and a sophomore on the floor. Well, that improves your depth later on in the season.
Absolutely.
If those guys got some good experience and maybe Coach Grants trusts those guys here a little bit down the stretch, and it makes them a little bit stronger team. So, he's going to have to incorporate those guys that have been playing with the guys that have been in and out. And, they'll take a few weeks to settle in, but I think they'll, when all's said and done, I think they're going to be definitely going to be a force.
Well, absolutely. And they get the chance here to look at really everybody playing together, and that's, it's just such a, he's calling it they're really kind of their first game of their season, and so that's just one of those where we don't know what they're gonna see, and I just don't think they exactly know what they're gonna see. So it will be quite interesting. Well,
yes,
our other big storyline here tonight is this is a chance for Floyd Central to really they're 1-0 in the conference. Bedford right there with them, but to maybe begin to try to take control of the Hoosier Hills Conference. So Floyd Central and Bedford right now are at the top of the Hoosier Hills with no losses for either one of them. Seymour, New Albany, Jennings County, Jeff, and Columbus East all have a loss. So you get to maybe put Jeff down a couple of losses here with a home game and a team that that really hadn't played together all season. That really would help sort of begin to get some separation there for Floyd Central, at least put them up there and keep them up there with Bedford, North Lawrence. So as you're just looking at that
Yeah.
It doesn't really, it's one of those things in Indiana that, of course, doesn't really seed them or anything else, but it's just one of those nice things to hang your hat on, to get to put a HHC conference banner championship up on your wall.
Oh yeah, it's definitely important. Every piece of hardware you can get is important, and it's something that these kids will always remember if they win the conference. So yeah, it's certainly important. Yeah, it has nothing to do with sectional seedings or regions or anything like that, but it's every year they've always the Hoosier Hills has always been one of the best conferences in the state of Indiana. So to put a first place on that one is something to say.
So those are our storylines. Again, storylines brought to you by Community Action of Southern Indiana. Be a part of the youth empowerment movement at voiceindiana.org. Well, let's step away again. When we come back, we will actually get you the starting lineups, but we're going to step away and then come right back. We'll get you the starting lineups, and we're just a few minutes from the tip-off here from Floyd Central High School on GLICOD.
Let's be honest. You don't see Grandma nearly enough. Which means the dead car battery you've spent the morning dealing with has robbed her of precious grandkid time. It's unfortunate, sure, but it's not like she's going to write you out of her will or anything. Right? When you need to be there, you need an Interstate. The car battery auto techs prefer.
Come by Interstate Batteries, 1510 Production Road, Jeffersonville.
This second shift. This old pair of pants. This staycation. This brown bag lunch. At American Family Insurance, we understand what it takes to make your new kitchen, that new car, or your new house a reality. It's the same as it takes to protect it. To protect your new life, your future, your dreams.
Yes, I'm a dreamer.
Nobody wants to be told that they have cancer. When you find out that you have cancer, you want to make sure and try to get it treated as quickly as possible. That's what Priority Radiology did for me. The time they saved me from fretting about it is something I can't repay. They got me my results within 3 hours. It's unheard of to get that kind of results that quick. I can't hardly tell you how important that was for my mental state. It really helped me get through that day.
A proud supporter of the Providence Pioneers and Southern Indiana High School athletics, Mack Construction is a second-generation company that provides quality workmanship in heavy civil construction, asphalt, and streetscape while maintaining focus on worksite safety and productivity. Put Mack Construction's nearly 40 years of award-winning service to work for your project. For more information, visit mackconstruction.com. Mack Construction. Experience. Reputation. Solutions.
You're watching Southern Indiana High School basketball on GLICOD.
As we count down to the tip-off here of the Jeffersonville Red Devils against the Floyd Central Highlanders tonight on GLICOD, it's time to look at the starting lineups. First, for the Jeffersonville Red Devils, coming in at 2 and 5, they will go as follows. Will Lovings Watts, 6'5" senior. Kobe Studemeyer, a 5'8" senior. Brandon Razier Moore, a 6'5" senior. Brenton Moore, a 6'1" sophomore. And Monty McGee, a 6'3" senior. So again, the Red Devils, Lovings Watts, Stoudemire, Razier Moore, and McGee. For the Floyd Central Highlanders, the Highlanders will go, they've changed things up a little bit off and on, but they're kind of back to what we had with you when we had the game against Providence, and that is Kyle Potes, a 6' senior. Brady Moore, a 6'5" senior. Cole Harrett, a 6'5" senior. Caleb Washington, a 6'5" junior. And Wesley Shelikowski, a 7' senior. So the Highlanders go Potes, Moore, Harrett, Washington, and Shelikowski. A lot of size on that Floyd Central team, Jeff.
One of the bigger high school teams you'll see. 6'5", 4'6'5" guys and a point guard, and they and they're not Shalikowski's a little slow of foot, but the rest of those guys aren't. They're very, very agile and quick. They can beat you off the dribble, especially Brady Moore. Can really beat you off the dribble if you get up too close to him, or you can pull up over you and shoot the shot, shoot the jump shot. Caleb Washington's a very talented young man. I feel like he needs to assert himself a little bit more in the offense, but he's happy to facilitate, rebound, and do the little stuff. And for Jeff, Will Lovings-Watts is a beast.
Yep, absolutely.
He's a player, no doubt. And Razor Moore, also a very, very talented young man. So the three, Stoudemire and those other two young men have been playing a while now, and they it won't take them long to get used to each other. Just working everybody else in there,
Absolutely. Well, I want to take just a moment, too, just to ask you to put your coach's hat back on and put yourself just very briefly in Coach Grant's shoes, and that is big, long layoff. And what do you think about being back and coaching, and you're on the road and just a big atmosphere for your first game back? Butterflies, you think?
Maybe a little bit, but I think they'll go away really quickly. You have to keep your kids from coming out too hyped from being like a first game type atmosphere, and you got to tell them to play. You want to see them excited, but you don't want to see them overexcited, making silly turnovers early on, things like that. Just come out, just ask them to play hard. That's all you can do. Just go out and play hard. And basketball will take care of itself in a lot of those cases.
All right. Well, we are going to jump away one last time in our pregame. When we return, we will have the tip-off of Floyd Central and Jeffersonville, the Red Devils, coming in to take on Floyd Central. And so when we return, we will be back with all the action on GLICOD.
Hi, I'm Isaiah. And I'm Grant. I'm vape-free because I've witnessed and experienced firsthand how tobacco can affect teens who want to escape from school, work, or other social activities. When it comes to curbing teenage use of tobacco and e-cigarettes, actions speak. Voice Indiana engages, educates, and empowers teens throughout the state to take action by promoting and celebrating a lifestyle free of tobacco and e-cigarettes.
Find out how you can be part of the statewide youth empowerment movement and help end teenage nicotine use by going to voiceindiana.org.
The only name you need to know for all your auto repair needs is Voinier's Auto and Truck Repair. Sure, our name might be hard to say, but we can fix everything no one else wants to fix. Big or small, we can do it all. Foreign or domestic, if it needs repair, Voinier's can handle the job. The only thing high-tech about us is what we do, and we're up front with you and we'll do the job right. One thing we have to sell is our time, and we won't waste yours. Voinier's Auto and Truck Repair. Family owned since 1981. Call us for all of your auto repair needs.
In one fell swoop, one innocent city will be left with one burning question.
Where's Cobra Kai?
What? No.
When you need to be there, you need an Interstate, the car battery auto techs prefer.
Come by Interstate Batteries, 1510 Production Road, Jeffersonville.
From GLICOD, it's Jim Butner Auto Southern Indiana High School Basketball. Jim Butner Auto in Clarksville, striving to keep you driving. Tonight's game is also brought to you by Interstate Batteries, outrageously dependable since 1952. By Allstate Insurance Agent Packy Page, he puts you in good hands. By the Clark County Health Department, promoting a safe and healthy community. ClarkHealth.net. By Community Action of Southern Indiana, helping people, changing lives. By Centra Credit Union, Carter Family Dentistry in New Albany, State Farm Insurance Agent Teresa Lamb, Our Place, Burns Garage, Priority Radiology, and Clark County Sheriff Jamie Knoll. Now to courtside for all the action from GLICOD on Jim Butner Auto Southern Indiana High School Basketball. Opioid overdoses in Clark County are at record highs. That's why the Clark County Health Department is now training volunteers to administer to victims of opioid abuse the drug Narcan, which may reverse its effects. To find out when and where CPR and Narcan training will be available, visit clarkhealth.net. You can help control the opioid epidemic. A message from the Clark County Health Department.
As we are back at Floyd Central High School, the national anthem just having ended, and we're at Joe Hinton Court, just about to have this matchup between the Jeffersonville Red Devils and the Floyd Central Highlanders, as we are getting ready for the teams to be announced on the courts. We will remind you again of what our starting lineups are here for the 2 and 5 Jeffersonville Red Devils. They go as follows. Number 1, Will Lovings Watts, a 6'5 senior. Kobe Studemeyer, a 5'8 senior. Brandon Razier Moore, a 6'5 senior. Brenton Moore, a 6'1 sophomore. And Monty McGee, a 6'3 junior. For the Floyd Central Highlanders, Kyle Potes, a 6 foot senior, 6 foot senior. Brady Moore, a 6'5 senior. Cole Harrod, a 6'5 senior. Caleb Washington, a 6'5 junior. And Wesley Shelahowski, a 7 foot senior. And just a reminder, coming up in the coming week on GLICOD, on tomorrow night, we have the Floyd Central Highlanders again. We will be traveling with them out to North Harrison for the Highlanders versus the North Harrison Cougars on Tuesday, January 18th at 7:30. We will see these Jeffersonville Red Devils again. They will be at North Oldham High School against the North Oldham Mustangs on Thursday the 20th. We will be back here at Floyd Central for Trinity Lutheran Cougars at Floyd Central in girls basketball action. So that is the upcoming week here on GLICOD.
Well, it's a great crowd here tonight, Todd. It's almost a full house.
It is awfully close, and for folks that are maybe familiar with Floyd Central, the band and the student section, the green zone have flipped places. So the Kilt crew is up in the stands. They have a full house in the Kilt crew. They would have overflowed that end zone section, but likewise the band filling up that whole end of the stadium. And as Jeff said, we've got a full house and a really nice crowd, and should be a great ball game. We want to thank Jim Butner Auto in Clarksville for helping us bring you this ball game. For the widest selection of pre-owned cars, visit locally owned Jim Butner Auto, where they are striving to keep you driving.
Yeah, these fans should be treated to a good one tonight. No question.
So the Highlanders of Floyd Central and the Red Devils of Jeff coming up for you tonight on GLICOD. That's Shelahowski and Will Loving Watts to tip it off, and Floyd Central controls to start the ball game.
Jeff starting out in a man.
As Kyle Potes dumps off to Shelikowski. That's Moore with it now. Excuse me, that's Cole Harrett with it now. My apologies. Back to Potes. Dumping it low. Washington works the post into the paint. Can't get the shot to go. Monty McGee cleaning it up for Jeff.
Good move there. Just left the shot a little bit short. Floyd Central also starting out in the man.
Studemeyer trying to get it down inside to Razier Moore, and he collected it up. Misses on the field goal attempt, and Cole Harrett quickly moves it down the floor. Gets it to Potes. And now into the hands of Brady Moore. Shelikowski down inside, little spin move, and it goes.
Nice move there. Watts came for the weak side to try to block it. Hit the hip fake. Got him an easy layup there.
So Kobe Studemeyer with it in the backcourt. Over to Britton Moore, and then on the far side, Razier Moore. Monty McGee. Now Studemeyer with it. Gets a little screen. Tries to move it inside. Caleb Washington cuts it off, but a three up by Moore, and it's good. 3-2 our score. So the sophomore, and then in the backcourt, Kobe Studemeyer does exactly what Jeff wants, and that causes a turnover.
And exactly what Todd Sturgeon does not want. Really kind of a unforced turnover there. Good pressure there by Studemeyer, though.
So Jeff with the ball and the 1-point lead. Works it around the perimeter and finds Razier Moore for three. That one won't go. Potes collects up the long rebound, tries to push to the front court quickly, but Jeff is back. Now the offense sets. Potes working it, gets it in the lane, jump step, just hangs on the rim, gets his own rebound, up and back in. Just good individual effort there, Jeff.
No doubt. Stuck with it, nobody blocked him out.
Studemeyer, the Lovings Watts. Now Brady Moore taking it inside, and that was a stuff. I believe is the only way to not just a block, but a stuff there by Shelikowski.
Took it right into the big fella. He said, I'll take it.
So now Floyd Central working it. Washington dumping it down to Shelikowski. Oh, and he misses right at the front of the rim. Can't get the dunk to go.
Oh, man.
He'll hear about that from the Jeff crowd. And a foul. Caleb Washington with the block.
Yep. We're calling that on the floor. Well, the big fella's got to go up and put that thing in. My goodness.
Absolutely. I think he was just a little further under than he thought he was. Ball into Lovings Watts. And now that's Britton Moore working it on the near sideline. Around Studemeyer. Finds Loving Watts down on the block, into the paint, up, under.
Wow.
Gets a shot to go.
Great move there.
So Will Loving Watts is long. There is no doubt about that, and that was a great move around the 7-footer.
Yeah, he's going to have the quickness advantage there, no doubt. Did a good job using his body.
And another turnover. Now, it's not a live ball turnover, which was the big no-no, but still good defense there by Brandon Razier Moore. Brady Moore just knocked it right off of his leg and out of bounds.
Yep. 2 early turnovers for Floyd.
Floyd still in that man defense, and that's Razier Moore travels before he could get the 3 up.
Yeah, he took an extra step there, try to get himself settled.
Caleb Washington to trigger, gets it to Potes. And
Jeff
here comes the
with
trap.
Yeah, they're coming with a run and jump trap.
Gets it ahead. Brady Moore. Shelikowski. Shelikowski lays it up and in. That's the way you beat that press.
Yep. They've got the size to beat the press if they just take advantage of it.
And Studemeyer fouled by Brady Moore out on the floor.
That's definitely a definite advantage that Jeff has with their quickness. And Floyd's going to have to set up and guard here, not let him get beat off the dribble.
As Max Trippier comes into the game. Oh, big 3 there by Brandon Razier Moore from the corner.
A lot of times your throw-in man's your most dangerous to defend on an inbounds play.
So 8-6. Jeff again out to a couple of point lead there. Potes looks to set the offense. Takes it in the lane, gives it up to Tripcher. Now off to Cole Harrett. And reset inside. Shelikowski can't get it to go from point blank range. Diving on the floor for it. Tied up. And ball's going to go to Jeff, I believe.
Yeah, should be Jeff ball, yeah.
And it is. Now they've gotten some looks for the big fella down inside, have the Floyd Highlanders, but they need to capitalize on that.
I mean, they've left 4 points off the board there. Easy shots that the big guys got to stick in there.
And it's a little too easy a whistle there. Tevye Lee checked into the ball game for the Highlanders, 6-foot junior, and he was playing Studemeyer just a bit too handsy there.
Yep. And they're going to have to defend more with their feet instead of their arm or their hands here.
So Jeffersonville with the 2-point lead. Loving Watts there, getting the ball on that little bit of a weave, trying to spring him loose maybe for a lane to the basket. Now Studemeyer with it, Tevye Lee on him, tight, and he's got a lane. Gives it up into the corner. Moore hits the side of the backboard, but tracked down. Razor Moore, and then the block comes again, and stepping on the end line, Brandon Razor Moore.
I think that shot down on the corner was deflected, it looked like.
It must have been.
Yeah.
It must have been, because it was certainly more off the backboard than anything as far as the goal goes. Caleb Washington gets the ball there as Floyd beats the press. Tripcher, he has his shot blocked. Gives it up to Washington, dumps it off now to Shelikowski, and he's fouled. Monty McGee got him on the way up. That should send the big fella to the line for 2.
I mean, if you are going to foul him down there, you got to foul him hard enough where he can't get the ball up on the glass.
So 2:47 remaining in a very quickly played first period. Shelikowski knocks home the first. Cuts the lead to 1 for Jeffersonville. As P.J. Douglas checks in the ball game, a freshman for Jeffersonville. Second doesn't go. Caleb Washington cleans it up and puts it up and in. 3 points on the trip, just in a little bit unconventional manner.
Yep, they got the lead. Washington's a steady player, man. He makes plays like that all the time. He's capable of it all the time.
As Jeff looks to reset again, Studemeyer looks for the pick. And there's a mismatch there with
Yeah,
Shelikowski
definitely.
out on Studemeyer. You know he can go around there anytime he'd like. Oh, there came the block, though. And Tripcher and Douglas fighting for it. Now at the other end, Tevye Lee thought about the 3, had it poked away, and it's going to be Floyd Central ball.
Yeah, okay, you can beat him off the dribble, but you know he's going to be there coming from behind to block the shot, so somebody's got to step in the open spot there.
Nathaniel Hoffman checks in the ball game for Floyd Central, and Isaiah Florence checks in for Jeff. Right in front of the dish there was Shelikowski, and he couldn't get it to go on the rebound. Nathaniel Hoffman with the harm.
Yeah, that's three in close, point blank shots that your 7-footers missed. I mean, you're looking at being up 7 points if he can knock those down. Should knock those down, honestly.
So Jeffersonville looks to reset. Studemeyer there, excuse me. Now gives it up. Brandon Razor Moore working against Harrett. Studemeyer. Now it's Florence who's new in the ball game, handling it now. Back off to Lovings-Watts. Lovings-Watts working against Tripcher. Here comes the help off the side of the rim, cleaned up by Hoffman. Outlet to Harrett, who brings it to front court. Gives it up to Tripcher. He shoots the three. It won't go, and Brandon Razier-Moore brings it quickly ahead for Jeff. Takes it to the other end, just goes around everybody and lays it in. Nice move.
You got to stop the dribble out there. But Moore got to the bucket real quick that time.
So Jeff jumps ahead again. I may be off, but I think that's the fourth lead change. Now down low. Oh!
Whoa!
Ball up and blocked away. Nathaniel Hoffman with the shot. And on the other end, Loving Watts lays it up and in off the front of the dish. I did not see who got the block, and I'm hoping that...
I think it was 11 there. Razier-Moore.
Razier-Moore.
That's what it looked like.
It was 11.
Yeah.
That was one heck of a block there.
Yeah, very athletic play there.
So Floyd now trailing by 3, looks content to hold for the last shot.
And that was not his man. He was on the help there. So great job there by Razier-Moore.
So Brady Moore now with it for the Highlanders. Gives it up to Ali. 7 seconds. Needs to get into offense. Tevi Ali looks to shoot the runner. Gets the bank to go. So Tevi Ali ends the first quarter, and our score, the Jeff Red Devils lead the Floyd Central Highlanders 12-11. Come on back for a second quarter action here on GLICOD.
Is a credit union different or better? As a full-service credit union for the communities we serve, Centra offers competitive rates, online convenience, and a solid network of branches and ATMs. But we think we offer something more.
They looked at me as a person, not a number.
I would say it's always been a good, personable experience, whether it's over the phone or actually at a Centra location.
And we don't just listen to our members. We deliver new services, better rates, and lower fees. Visit Centra.org to learn more.
You're watching Southern Indiana High School Basketball on GLICOD.
The score, 12-11. Jeffersonville up by 1 at the first quarter break. And Jeff, I'll tell you what, Jeff Cooper, that is, the Jeffersonville Red Devils have been playing together pretty well from what I've seen so far. It doesn't look like a team that has had this kind of a long sort of layoff.
No, not at all. I mean, they're playing very well. I think the Floyd Central size has bothered them a little bit. But they're going right at them, and they definitely have the quickness advantage. They're trying to take it to the hole on them, and so far so good.
As Floyd Central will get the ball to start the second quarter, Tevi Ali passes it to Caleb Washington, who turned the ball over, just couldn't grip the rock there, dribbled it on an out-of-bound line.
That's too tough a pass. He needs to step over on the opposite side of the half-court line, get the ball, and then go with it. If you're getting a trap off a run and jump, somebody's open, and that open person's got to go get the ball.
Tevi Ali just about poking her away from Lovings Watts. Florence now with it around the horn. Back in the hands of Studemeyer. Now Lovings Watts. Gives it off to Brenton Moore.
Jeff's a lot more patient than I thought they would be.
Florence trying to work it in. Now Lovings Watts has a lane. Jump, step, foul comes.
They're going to count it?
I think they did.
They should.
I believe they did.
Yep.
Yep, sure enough.
Lovings Watts uses that Euro step very well. He's very long. It's hard to stop.
So Max Tripcher with the foul, his first. And fouls piling up for Floyd Central. That's 5 to Jeff's 1. So they are destined to be at the line early and potentially at this rate often.
Well, again, whereas Floyd Central's size is bothering Jeff, Jeff's quickness is bothering Floyd. So they're being a little handsy instead of moving their feet. They may have to look at playing a little bit of zone, which could be very beneficial with their length.
Floyd Central works it. Trying to give it up a little bit on that weave, and then a floater. It will not go. Floyd Central small right now, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
And That made a difference there. And offensive foul at the 19-foot mark there. Nathaniel Hoffman sacrificing his body on that one.
Looked like Studemeyer maybe pushed that chicken wing out a little bit. Got to keep that in.
That's Studemeyer's first, just the team's second for the Red Devils.
There's your trap now. There you go.
To Washington. Washington takes it in. Offensive foul. And Monty McGee stood right in there and took that from Caleb Washington. That's his second.
That was a great job getting back there by McGee, taking the charge. They're going to have to pull Washington out of there now.
So Selahowski comes back in the ball game.
Just a really good defensive play there.
As Studemeyer brings the ball across the timeline. And now Jeff looking to reset. That's Razor Moore. Just couldn't get the jumper to go from the free throw line.
Good curl move, though. There's Moore.
Yeah, Brady Moore trying to drive it in. And Studemeyer, I believe, whistled for the foul.
I think you're right. That'd be
so
two.
That's his second.
Yep.
It is. Lovings-Watts leading all scorers with 6. Brandon Razor Moore has 5. And on the other end, Brady Moore scores right at the front of the dish there to cut the Jeff lead to 1.
As soon as they went for the steal and didn't get it, he was wide open.
Lovings-Watts wanted to drive that. Trying to use McGee to pull Selahowski out from down low. And there's Brandon Razor Moore for 3. Buries it.
Can't leave him open.
That's his second 3 of the ball game. 17-13. Lead stretches to 4. See if Floyd Central has an answer. And out on the floor. Foul. That's going to go against Brandon Razor Moore, I believe. It does.
Yep. We were talking about earlier with Moore, he can take you off the dribble. So you got to play him honest and keep him in front of you and make him pull up and hit the shot over you right now because he's proven he can get around you.
Tripshire will trigger the ball, far sideline. And that's Potes back in the ball game to Hoffman. Now in for the big fella, taken away. Loving-Watts just picked his pocket and goes to the other end, jump step, and can't get it to go. We had a collision between the referee and one of the Jeff players at the other end, Tripshire. And there's a whistle. That's got to be a goaltend. Yes, it sure is. So who gets the bucket? Was that we'll look at the replay to see. It is Tripshire.
Yep, Matt Trippier.
So Trippier gets the 2 points, and the Jeff lead cut to 2. Thank DK for the replay there. Let's see that.
You know by now DK's the man now.
Absolutely. Yeah, some good defense there, and still on the ground. Finally, the whistle blows. It took 4 players being on the ground before the whistle came up. And it'll be back to Jeff on the alternating possession. And a timeout on the floor. So we will take a timeout as well. Our score, the Jeff Red Devils 17, the Highlanders 15. Come on back for more here on GLICOD.
I'm your cat, and ever since you brought me home that day, I've been plotting to destroy you. This is a billion years of tiger DNA just ready to pounce. And if you got the wrong home insurance coverage, you could be coughing up the cash for this. So get Allstate and be better protected from mayhem, like meow.
Contact Floyd Snobs and Jeffersonville Allstate agent Packy Page for a quote today.
You're watching Southern Indiana High School Basketball on GLICOD.
As we return here to Joe Hinton Court at Floyd Central High School, the Highlanders trail the Jeff Red Devils by 2. And Jeff Cooper, we've certainly seen a lot of the Jeffersonville athleticism on display so far tonight.
Oh, yeah, definitely. They've got a lot of it. All their other players very active and a lot of quickness, and they're not a small team themselves. They're just Floyd Central so big they make them look smaller.
So Studemeyer to bring it across timeline. Reset for Jeff. A little handoff out high. Monty McGee with it now, working against Tripshire. And finding in the corner, Brent Moore hits the three.
That's the second of those. Studemeyer back in with 2 fouls, too.
And the lead balloons to 5, largest of the game. We had 4 lead changes early, but it's been mostly Jeff since a couple minutes to go in the first quarter. And then good defense, deflection out of bounds by Brandon Razor Moore.
Yep. Floyd Central's, right now I just don't know that they know who to go to score. And that's something they're going to have to find before the season's over with.
Tripshire to Potes. They've got a mismatch inside, but the problem is getting the ball there.
Yeah.
Potes trying to drive it, finds Tripshire. Now to Moore. Back to Potes, looks to drive, gets in the lane. Decides to shoot the jumper, can't get it to go. Monty McGee collects up the rebound, is knocked out of bounds by Potes, so back to Jeff.
Yeah, Potes got in there and didn't have much of a choice but to shoot it or take a 3-second call, if they would have called it.
And Cole Harrett checks into ball game for the Highlanders. As Studemeyer brings it across timeline halfway through this second period. Wow, that one's way downtown for Razor Moore. He was feeling it.
That was at the volleyball line. My goodness.
His 11th point to lead all scorers, including 3 3-pointers. Lead balloons to 8. As the Highlanders work it, Harrett with it, trying to get it down. Shelahowski, there is the big fella, banks it home.
Nice touch there now. He put that one in there.
Well, I guess there's 2 things to say about all of his early misses. I think it was 4, give or take. And so it's either water finds its level. Now down inside, shot up won't go, and Shelahowski cleans it up. But either water finds its level and he has some makes, or he's going to have an off night. So we'll see. It might be a water finding its level there. Moore looks to drive it. And Monty McGee and Shelahowski really pushing and shoving on each other. And the striped shirt's going to let go. And then Will Lovings-Watts wanted a foul, did not get it. And Floyd Central comes down with the rebound.
Well, he either got fouled or the shot got blocked, one of the two. I couldn't tell.
Well, from the referee's angle, the man in striped shirt, I think, said it was, that's a little too easy there.
Yeah.
So good entry pass for Shelahowski, and Monty McGee had both hands on his hips, and that one's an easy call.
Yeah, Shelahowski pushed him down a little too deep that time. He really didn't have much of a choice, but Shelahowski's really learning how to use those feet and get position down there.
But Jeffersonville has played the big man tough for Floyd so far.
Now they got P.J. Douglas on him down there. That's a definite size advantage.
Now looking for a screen. Get it, little jump step, and caught in traffic. Shelahowski, and Studemeyer just takes it away, goes to the other end. Live ball turnover, ends up in 2 points for Jeffersonville.
Oh, that could have been a foul there.
And then airmailed, trying to find Cole Harrett.
That was a good idea by Ali. He just threw the ball away. And Floyd's going to get a timeout here.
Absolutely. So we are going to take a timeout as well. So with the Jeffersonville Red Devils leading the Highlanders by 8. Come on back for more second quarter on GLICOD.
Opioid overdoses in Clark County are at record highs. That's why the Clark County Health Department is now training volunteers to administer to victims of opioid abuse the drug Narcan, which may reverse its effects. To find out when and where CPR and Narcan training will be available, visit clarkhealth.net. You can help control the opioid epidemic. A message from the Clark County Health Department.
2:03 left on the clock here at Floyd Central High School, Jeffersonville and Floyd Central. Jeff returns to the court with Brenton Moore to trigger and gets it into Studemeyer.
Big difference so far in the game, Todd, is as Jeff's hit 5 3-pointers. Floyd Central has not hit one yet.
Brandon Razier Moore down inside. Can't get that to go. Just got a little bit too deep. Backboard acting like a 6th defender there. On the other end, Cole Harrett. And that ball pinned against the backboard and then out of bounds. They're going to say that's out off Jeff. And the Kilt crew across the way wanted a goaltend, but Striped Shirt says no, that's just a great athletic play.
Yeah, that was not goaltending. It was a clean block there.
Ball into Harrett. Harrett working against Lovings-Watts, and there's the foul. That's just Loving-Watts first.
Both teams should be in the bonus after this.
Potes brings it across. Gives it up to Lee. Moore into Shelahowski. Shelahowski, the bucket and the foul.
Now again, that was a situation where he got the ball down there. If you're going to foul him, he can't get the ball up on the glass. You got to foul him hard, not dirty, just hard.
And that's going to go against Brenton Moore, just his first. Moore was coming on the help there. So Wes Shelahowski can't convert. And Ali tried to save that rebound. Couldn't. Lovings-Watts runs into traffic. And could have been a whistle, but sure wasn't. And the white shirts get to reset.
Yeah, good defense there by Moore and Potes.
So Jeff looks to reset. Gets it back to Lovings-Watts. Ali. Now the switch comes. Lovings-Watts backs it out, and we've got 50 seconds to go here in the quarter. Moore trying to come out and dribbled out of bounds. Lovings-Watts paying just a bit too much attention to that defense by Brady Moore.
It just took his eye off the ball for just a second, and it got away from him.
So now will Floyd hold for one? Sure appears as like they're going to.
It looks like they're going to, but hard to say. Yep. Now what they've done a lot of this second quarter here is play Ali and Potes together, which you usually don't see too much from them.
And Ali and Potes.
So they've adjusted to Jeffersonville's quickness and size with a little bit of their own. Or speed, I meant, instead of size.
Coach Grant's and the Jeff bench directing some traffic. Now 6 seconds. Floyd's better get something up. They do. Cole Harrett with the shot. Won't go. Tip and another tip. Neither fall. And that will bring us to halftime, where our score is the Jeff Red Devils 25 and the Highlanders 19. Stay tuned for all the halftime show on GLICOD.
Dubuque County Fair is about to get its face melted! Yeah! 1 second.
I guess their faces are safe.
Shut up, Jeff.
Yeah, Jeff, shut up. Shut up, Jeff.
I don't need your help.
Just like what happened in Pittsburgh. Never mention Pittsburgh!
When you need to be there, you need an Interstate, the car battery auto techs prefer.
Come by Interstate Batteries, 1510 Production Road, Jeffersonville.
Dr. Carter's office. Annette speaking. How may I help you?
From your very first call, the warm personal care from Dr. Todd Carter and his friendly staff at Carter Family Dentistry will put you at ease. Dr. Carter can take care of you and your family's dental needs, from gentle cleaning to complex procedures. Visit drtoddcarter.com to learn why generations put their trust in Dr. Carter for their dental health. Or to schedule an appointment, call Annette or Joyce at 812-944-5155. Located at 809 Mount Tabor Road in New Albany. You're busy, always on the go, and when your car needs repaired, you need it done right. At Call's Body Shop, you can make an estimate appointment to better serve you. Just call 812-949-5245 and schedule a time that fits your schedule. They're open Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, and are family-owned and operated. They've been serving Southern Indiana since 1954 at 2801 Mount Tabor Road in New Albany. It's your car, and you have a choice on your repair. Call's Body Shop. Can they fix it? Yes, they can.
What makes a credit union different or better? As a full-service credit union for the communities we serve, Centra offers competitive rates, online convenience, and a solid network of branches and ATMs. But we think we offer something more.
They looked at me as a person, not a number.
I would say it's always been a good, personable experience, whether it's over the phone or actually at a Centra location.
And we don't just listen to our members. We deliver new services, better rates, and lower fees. Visit Centra.org to learn more.
Tonight's halftime report is brought to you by Centra Credit Union, centered around you. Find out about online banking and other services by visiting Centra.org.
Halftime here at Floyd Central, 25-19 our score as the Floyd Central Highlanders trail the Jeff Red Devils in this Hoosier Hills Conference action by 6. We are going to take just a minute and talk about the game in general, Jeff, and then when we come back, we'll make sure and get you all those halftime numbers. But Jeff, your thoughts on what we've seen so far? This Jeffersonville team sure doesn't look like it's got a lot of rust, does it?
No, it doesn't look like any rust at all. They're playing very well. They're hitting the bucket well. It's been a very cleanly played game. We were just, into the bonus with 2 minutes in the second quarter. I mean, we didn't really shoot bonus free throws. So Jeff looks fine. I mean, Floyd Central. I think that it's been the opposite more of Jeff's speed and quickness bothering Floyd Central as opposed to the size of Floyd Central bothering Jeff. They're definitely a little bit quicker, and they shot the ball, extremely well from three-point range. They're 5 out of 8 from three. And Floyd Central's yet to make one. It's a little bit surprising because Floyd Central generally shoots three pretty well. So that's been the difference in the game. You got a 6-point game, but you're got a 15-0 advantage from behind the stripe. So.
Absolutely. Well, speaking of that gives us some numbers. So that's what we're going to look for when we come back. We had a half-court shot made here by one of the Kilt crew, and so the place erupted. But let's step away. When we come back, we're going to have tonight's halftime numbers, which will be brought to you by Centra Credit Union, centered around you. Let's step away. When we return, those halftime numbers on GLICOD.
Is a credit union different or better? As a full-service credit union for the communities we serve, Centra offers competitive rates, online convenience, and a solid network of branches and ATMs. But we think we offer something more.
They looked at me as a person, not a number.
I would say it's always been a good, personable experience, whether it's over the phone or actually at a Centra location.
And we don't just listen to our members. We deliver new services, better rates, and lower fees. Visit Centra.org to learn more.
The only name you need to know for all your auto repair needs is Voinier's Auto and Truck Repair. Sure, our name might be hard to say, but we can fix everything no one else wants to fix. Big or small, we can do it all. Foreign or domestic, if it needs repair, Voinier's can handle the job. The only thing high-tech about us is what we do, and we're upfront with you and we'll do the job right. One thing we have to sell is our time, and we won't waste yours. Voinier's Auto and Truck Repair. Family owned since 1981. Call us for all of your auto repair needs.
Opioid overdoses in Clark County are at record highs. That's why the Clark County Health Department is now training volunteers to administer to victims of opioid abuse the drug Narcan, which may reverse its effects. To find out when and where CPR and Narcan training will be available, visit clarkhealth.net. You can help control the opioid epidemic. A message from the Clark County Health Department.
A proud supporter of the Providence Pioneers and Southern Indiana High School athletics, Mack Construction is a second-generation company that provides quality workmanship in heavy civil construction, asphalt, and streetscape while maintaining focus on worksite safety and productivity. Put Mack Construction's nearly 40 years of award-winning service to work for your project. For more information, visit mackconstruction.com. Mack Construction. Experience. Reputation. Solutions.
You're watching Southern Indiana High School basketball on GLICOD.
Time for tonight's halftime numbers. Tonight's halftime numbers brought to you by Centra Credit Union. They're centered around you. First up is Jeff Cooper with the team stats.
Well, Jeff was 10 out of 22 from the floor for 45%, but 5 out of 8 from 3 for 63%. They were 0 for 1 at the line. 9 total rebounds, 7 defensive, 2 offensive, 4 turnovers. For Floyd Central, they were a total of 9 out of 23, 39%, 0 out of 3 from 3, 1 out of 3 from the line. They did out-rebound Jeff. They had 14 rebounds, 4 offensive, 10 defensive, 7 turnovers. So they're losing the turnover battle. I think they want to try to keep that number to around 10 or so, and they're already at 7. So got to do a better job in the second half.
All right, those are the team numbers. Now for individual statistics. For Floyd Central, they were led by Wesley Shelahowski with 9 points. Then they had 5 players with 2 apiece. Caleb Washington, Tevia Lee, Brady Moore, Max Trippier, and Kyle Potes all had a pair. For the Red Devils, Brandon Razier Moore leads them in scoring with 11, including 3 3-point buckets, 6 points apiece for Will Lovings-Watts and Brenton Moore, and then 2 points for Kobe Studemeyer, and that does it for the Jeff scoring. Well, let's step away. We will hear from some more of our great sponsors here on the halftime show. When we come back, we'll pick Jeff Cooper's coaching brain here and think about what both these teams might want to do in the second half when we return on GLICOD.
A proud supporter of the Providence Pioneers and Southern Indiana High School athletics, Mack Construction is a second-generation company that provides quality workmanship in heavy civil construction, asphalt, and streetscape while maintaining focus on worksite safety and productivity. Put Mack Construction's nearly 40 years of award-winning service to work for your project. For more information, visit mackconstruction.com. Mack Construction. Experience. Reputation. Solutions.
This second shift. This old pair of pants. This staycation. This brown bag lunch. At American Family Insurance, we understand what it takes to make your new kitchen, that new car, or your new house a reality. It's the same as it takes to protect it. To protect your new life, your future, your dreams.
Yes, I'm a dreamer.
You're watching Southern Indiana High School basketball on GLICOD.
As we return, 30 seconds to go here before the teams pass in the ball for the second half. We want to again thank Jim Butner Auto in Clarksville for their sponsorship of our broadcast this season. For the widest selection of pre-owned cars, visit locally owned Jim Butner Auto, where they are striving to keep you driving. Time to pick the brain of our coach, Jeff Cooper, and your thoughts on both these teams and what they want to do in the second half.
Well, Floyd Central needs to do a little bit better job taking care of the ball and hit the bucket a little bit better. Jeff, you keep doing what you're doing, and if you're Jeff, you may want to sub a little bit here in the second half because you might get some of these guys getting a little bit tired, from not having played in a bit. So,
and we thought we were about to go there, and the striped shirts all wanted Need to have a little bit of a confab.
They're trying to figure out exactly whose ball it is.
Jeff was set to take the ball out. And again, leading this one by 6. We will have the Highlanders for you again on GLICOD. And it's going to be Floyd Central's ball. So we will have the Highlanders for you traveling to North Harrison tomorrow night. So the Highlanders get the ball first in this second half.
There's no such thing as a 6-point play, but they got to knock this thing down here in the first 3 or 4 minutes.
Moore with it inside and got a good look.
Yeah, good start there.
And you've been saying all night that off the dribble, Brady Moore might certainly be an answer, and that looked like it there.
And with his size, he's hard to stop, especially if he pulls up.
Studemeyer, speaking of a pull-up, does, but can't get it to go. Brady Moore collects it up.
They get a bucket here. It started out exactly like they wanted it.
Harrett with it now. Dumps it off to Washington. Washington finds Moore.
Nice job.
Oh, that thing went all the way around. Shooter's roll for sure. So 4 quick points for Brady Moore.
Yep. Good cut there. That was a nice play.
And just like that, a 6-point lead down to 2. Nice pass into Monty McGee. Can't make it work, though, and Caleb Washington grabs the rock away.
Wow, got to put those in.
That was a great entry pass and a good look. Just wouldn't fall.
It sure was.
Potes finds a lane up under. Gets the foul, but cannot get the ball to fall. Boy, it twirled around up there. Ends up falling off to us.
That's a foul McGee picks up for whoever was guarding Potes, getting beat off the dribble. So that's his 3rd.
As Potes knocks home his 3rd point of the ball game. And again, as Jeff said, Monty McGee with his 3rd checks to the sideline. And P.J. Douglas, 6'1 freshman, checks in the ball game.
He looks pretty well built there for a freshman.
Potes knocks home both, and we've got a tie ball game.
Yes,
so
we do.
It took 3 trips, Jeff, but that was a 6 points made up.
Yeah, if they don't, Jeff don't score here, they might want to call another timeout and re-look at things here. Yeah.
And Brandon Razier-Moore with a man in his face.
That's a tough shot.
It really was, and it just about went. Nice look.
I mean, that's a shot. Honestly, you can get that shot anytime you want.
Brady Moore up under, can't get it to go. Grabs the rock and tied it up along with Brandon Razier-Moore, so it will be Jeff ball.
Boy, he made some good moves there, just couldn't get that shot to drop. That would have given the lead. Got to love that, though. You got to take that anytime you can get it.
We had 4 lead changes early, but haven't had one since the first quarter. It's been Jeff until Floyd just tied it up a moment ago. Lovings-Watts trying to get inside. Harrett on him on defense. Potes cleans up the rebound. Advances it quickly to the other end. Up in traffic and out of bounds off of Lovings-Watts.
Yeah. I think he was trying to pass that there.
He got pretty deep in underneath there with a lot of big bodies against him. Shelahowski just couldn't pick it up, but gets it out to Moore. And Brady Moore knocks home the first 3 of the ball game for Floyd. 3-point lead, and that's a timeout for Grants.
It's going to be a 30.
And the Red Devils. So let's step away as well. You're watching high school basketball on GLICOD.
COVID-19 continues in our community. We are seeing increased cases in the younger population. While severity may be lower, there are still many health issues associated with infection, risk of transmission to other vulnerable citizens, and increasing the rate of development of variant strains. This is why the CDC recommends you get vaccinated. For more information or to schedule a COVID-19 vaccine or test, visit www.clarkhealth.net. Again, that's www.clarkhealth.net.
You're watching Southern Indiana High School Basketball on GLICOD.
Highlanders of Floyd Central on a 9-0 run to start the second half. Let's see if Jeff has an answer here.
They've taken some tough shots here, and they need to work the ball and get a little bit better shots.
Douglas with it. He shoots from the elbow, and it goes.
That was a good shot.
Douglas, the freshman, left alone at the elbow, ends up getting it to drop through, and that's our 6th lead change. And Harrett runs the baseline well.
Pretty backdoor cut and no help.
Cole Harrett, that's his first bucket of the night. And Lovings-Watts. Another block there by Shelhowski.
Good job by Shelhowski on the help there.
As Harrett looks to reset the offense.
There's your 3-shooter.
Caleb Washington looks to drive, spin, got Loving-Watts to get going the other way. Just could not get that to go home.
Nice move, though.
Although DK Gauss said maybe there was a little too much chicken wing there.
There
and
was.
A whistle.
DK Gauss is right. He did push him off a little bit, but
Moore on the other end commits his second foul. So Brady Moore came out at halftime with just a deuce, 2 points, and has 9 now. So 7 of those points in that 9-0 run from Brady Moore. Lovings-Watts gets in deep and drug that foot.
He did. Just a little bit, but he did.
DK showing you that block by Shelahowski last trip. Ball into Washington, working against Lovings-Watts. Gives it off to Potes. Potes looks to drive it. Steps back, shoots the 3, won't go. Shelahowski collects it up, but well away from the basket. Floyd Central happy to reset. Moore wanted it, takes it inside, dumps it off. Shelahowski couldn't quite grip it, puts it through, and the foul.
Well, he shouldn't have dribbled it, honestly. He got lucky there on that, but again, you know, you're going to foul him. You've got to keep you from getting the ball up there. Either don't foul him and take your chances.
And another timeout on the floor before Shelahowski will head to the free throw line. So we'll go ahead and take a break as well. When we return, we'll have 32-27 and Wesley Shelahowski to shoot a free throw here on GLICOD.
A proud supporter of the Providence Pioneers and Southern Indiana High School athletics, Mack Construction is a second-generation company that provides quality workmanship in heavy civil construction, asphalt, and streetscape while maintaining focus on worksite safety and productivity. Put Mack Construction's nearly 40 years of award-winning service to work for your project. For more information, visit mackconstruction.com. Mack Construction. Experience. Reputation. Solutions.
You're watching Southern Indiana High School basketball on GLICOD.
.359 left in the third quarter, and a 5-point lead built by the Highlanders.
You just look like a totally different team here in the second half.
I have a feeling, though, the paint on the walls in the Floyd Central locker room may be peeling just a little bit.
It could be, because they sure look a lot sharper than they did the first half.
Shelahowski, though, having trouble on the free throw line tonight, and again on that one. So, Jeff.
They got to get Brandon Razor Moore some shots, some good looks.
Trying to flash him in. Excuse me, that was Lovings-Watts. Razor Moore had it and then lost the handle. Defensive lanes just kind of choked up there. Brady Moore thought about taking the 3, takes it inside, lays it in.
No help on that at all.
So Brady Moore exploding for 9 points here in the second half.
And he may be the guy that ends up being their go-to scorer.
Lovings Watts inside. He was having trouble working in Shelahowski and ends up having the ball poked away. And then we've got a technical on Andrew Grants. He did not like the Floyd Central defense down inside and had the right combination of words for the referee, and Caleb Washington will head to the line.
Well, I guess my question that Coach Grants is asking is, why were you calling those fouls in the first half but not now? Okay, because Floyd Central has picked up their intensity, and they're playing very aggressively, and those were called fouls in the first half. They're not now. So I think it's what he's asking.
So Caleb Washington knocks home the first. Now we'll shoot the second. Oh, wouldn't go.
A lot of times when you're the aggressor, the official will favor you.
Yep.
And right now that's what's happening. I mean, Floyd Central's playing very well, and they're playing very aggressively. And Jeff's not matching that intensity. They're a step slow. And I think that's where you're getting your foul calls here.
So Washington extends the Floyd lead by 1, and then Tevye Lee back in the ball game, gets it to Moore. Now to Washington from the elbow. That was partially blocked, I believe. Got his own rebound, shot up again. That one won't go. Again, Floyd with the rebound. Moore this time, high arcing shot. That one won't go. Washington finally banks it home. Was that 4 attempts or 5,
yeah,
Jeff?
Four. And he's, so. You got a rebound if you're Jeff. I mean, come on.
So a 10-point lead built by the Highlanders.
Jeff may have hit a wall here.
Studemeyer trying to turn the corner, having a tough time, and then a whistle out on the floor. So whistle out on the floor. Let's see who that's going to go against. That's going to go against Tevye Lee, his second. Ray Laird checks into the ball game, a freshman, as P.J. Douglas goes to the sideline for the Red Devils.
Jeff has 1 basket this half, and that is it.
Studemeyer dumps it off to Lovings Watts. Gives it back.
They're not getting those clean 3 looks that they got in the first half.
Sure aren't. Takes it inside, blocked away. That was good defense by both Tevye Lee and Shelahowski coming on the.
You got the big fella. If you're going to get beat, drive him to where he's going to be and clean it up for you.
Lovings Watts now out to Razor Moore, shoots the 3. That one won't go. Shelahowski comes up for the rebound. Oh, Lovings Watts nearly stepped in the passing lane to poke that away. Now Brady Moore directing some traffic. Gives it up to Washington.
Who just walked. They didn't call it.
Moore against Razor Moore and the foul. So the Highlanders saw something in the first half that they wanted to do, and that was just send Brady Moore to the basket.
Yeah. That was a good decision. No doubt about it. He's had a heck of a second half here. We saw that earlier, Todd, when we had him. He could take you off the dribble. He's 6'5", but he's quick enough that he can beat you off the dribble. And if you stop him, he's proved the ability to pull up and hit that 8 to 10-foot floater there.
Washington checks to the sideline as Nathaniel Hoffman back in the ball game, and Brady Moore.
Wow.
With 13 now leads all scorers.
20-2 run here by Floyd Central. This game has just completely gotten away from Jeff.
That's Ray Laird with the ball, gives it up to Lovings Watts. Lovings Watts looks for the lane and gets the foul. Help a little late there that time for the Highlanders, and just a nice move by Lovings Watts.
Yeah, and he did a good job drawing the contact to him too as well.
Lovings Watts eyes the free throw. Knocks it home.
That's the first free throw Jeff has hit tonight. Didn't take him but 2.
Shelahowski comes to the sideline, and Washington checks back in the ball game. Pretty free throw stroke there by Will Lovings-Watts for sure.
Yeah, he's got a good touch.
Well coached on that. Just really good mechanics and beautiful touch.
Moore's got a definite size advantage here. Not going to use it.
Now he gives it to Tevye Lee. Now Washington. He'll take it up and in. They were just looking for the mismatch they wanted.
Yep.
And then Caleb Washington, who has 7. Oh. Off of a foot. Referee had to take a second thought about whose that was. But
I like when Washington's aggressive because he can certainly cause you problems. I would like to see him be more aggressive offensively, but when he does, he usually gets good results.
Speaking of Washington, he checks to the sideline. Cole Harrett back in the ball game for the Highlanders on that break. Razor Moore gives it up to Florence. Florence to Lovings-Watts. Lovings-Watts gets the step and the jam. That was.
He said, all right, I've had enough of this. All right.
We'll get to see that replay the next dead ball, I hope.
2-2-1 here by Jeff, trying to. They're not really putting too much pressure on it, just enough to.
Harrett to Moore, back to Lee, so that
now
Floyd decides they're going to reset. It's a little screen, puts the shot up, and bangs it home. So Tevye Lee caps off the third quarter, and we have Floyd Central with the 43-31 lead as we head into the fourth quarter. Come on back for more here on GLICOD.
Hi, I'm Isaiah. And I'm Grant. I'm vape-free because I've witnessed and experienced firsthand how tobacco can affect teens who want to escape from school, work, or other social activities. When it comes to curbing teenage use of tobacco and e-cigarettes, actions speak. Voice Indiana engages, educates, and empowers teens throughout the state to take action by promoting and celebrating a lifestyle free of tobacco and e-cigarettes.
Find out how you can be part of the statewide youth empowerment movement and help end teenage nicotine use by going to voiceindiana.org.
You're watching Southern Indiana High School Basketball on GLICOD.
As we return to Joe Hinton Court here at Floyd Central High School, the Highlanders with a 24-6 third quarter. And Jeff, we were talking off air that Floyd Central just looks like a different team coming out of that halftime break.
Oh, they do. They're a completely different team. They're the ones that are aggressive. They're showing quickness and
Harrett with the bomb. It won't go. Jeff cleans it up. Didn't mean to interrupt you there, but
that's all right. It's
Razor Moore with another. That one's short. And battle for the rebound, picked off by Floyd Central. Harrett comes the other way. Tevye Lee with the runner will go.
I really like Tevye Lee because he comes in. Both times I've seen him this year, he's come in and provided a big spark off the bench. He's a defensive irritator, and he makes some big shots.
Bretton Moore now gives it up to Lovings-Watts. Lovings-Watts working against Shelahowski and steps back, shoots that. But one and done, Cole Harrett cleans it up.
Only one offensive rebound for Jeff here in the second half.
Really kind of the mismatch that Coach Grant's wanted, but he really wants his player to go around, you would think, Shelahowski, if you can. And bump down low.
If you could, sure. Definitely try to get around him if you can because you certainly have the quickness advantage. So shooting a 15, 16-foot fadeaway, it might be a good shot for Lovings Watts, but you can probably get a better shot than that. They can't really right now. It's 6:42 left, down 14. They're going to have to take some difficult shots.
And the ball right inside as Monty McGee just got caught up in Wesley Shelahowski. Easy put in for him there.
And that was a great entry pass there by Hoffman.
Now Lovings Watts works around Shelahowski, and there came the bump with the hip.
There was okay. Now that was beaten, and I believe that was it was Shelahowski.
That's his second. Frazier Moore to trigger for Jeff.
I mean, anytime you get that mismatch for Jeff, you want to take it.
Lovings Watts against Hoffman. Handoff, Frazier Moore, spin move.
Whoa,
up,
nice.
Under, around, can't get it to go. And Floyd Central cleans it up. Shelahowski, while he didn't block that, I think made him just change his shot enough.
Yeah.
Hoffman thought about the three, takes the baseline jumper instead, buries it.
Wow, they're really shooting the ball well here in the second half. And they're getting wide open looks. The defense has just has collapsed here. And again, I think Jeff's hit a wall. I think they're tired.
Lovings Watts looks to take it inside. He's fouled out on the floor before he got to Hoffman. Hoffman with a little bit of the sacrifice there. But Tevye Lee committed the foul. That's his third.
See Potes in here in just a minute, probably.
Potes actually down on the bench. When you said that, I was looking down, and Potes looked at the coach. Am I going in? He
Yeah.
said, not yet. And we got a wrestling match down low. Tevye Lee steps in front of Studemeyer, picks it off, and then the foul. Studemeyer just trying to make his hips about 6 feet wide there, trying to block Lee's path.
Well, he did. I mean, outside of making a great defensive play, did everything he could there. He stopped the layup, and you're still not in the bonus, so good job there.
Lets your defense have the chance to get set. Ball in, and that's Harrett, buries the three. So Cole Harrett didn't score in the first half and has 5 in the last couple of minutes. Studemeyer blocked away by Shelahowski. Now that's where that height comes in. Moore on the other end, lays it up and in.
Might need another timeout here for Jeff. They're going to take it.
And sure enough, there's a timeout. So we will take one as well. We've got a break to make up, so we'll do so here on GLICOD.
11-0 here in this quarter.
COVID-19 continues in our community. We are seeing increased cases in the younger population. While severity may be lower, there are still many health issues associated with infection, risk of transmission to other vulnerable citizens, and increasing the rate of development of variant strains. This is why the CDC recommends you get vaccinated. For more information or to schedule a COVID-19 vaccine or test, visit www.clarkhealth.net. Again, that's www.clarkhealth.net.
Let's be honest. You don't see Grandma nearly enough. Which means the dead car battery you've spent the morning dealing with has robbed her of precious grandkid time. It's unfortunate, sure, but it's not like she's going to write you out of her will or anything. Right? When you need to be there, you need an Interstate. The car battery auto techs prefer.
Come by Interstate Batteries, 1510 Production Road, Jeffersonville.
You're watching Southern Indiana High School Basketball on GLICOD.
As the Highlanders again with an 11-0 fourth quarter run. And so that makes it 35-6 since halftime. And Jeff Cooper and I were talking off air just how this Floyd Central team just looked different after the halftime break. Now scramble on the floor and a tie-up, and it will come or stay with Jeff.
Well, the Jeff team looks different too. They're tired. I mean, they're just not. They don't have it. A month from now, it'd be a different story maybe.
Right.
But right now, they just don't. The guys that were helping them in the first half, not really. Haven't had a good second half, and they're not getting clean looks. And Floyd Central's getting a ton of clean looks. So. It's really frustrating. They just got to work through it, though.
Well, last year Jeff beat beat Floyd both times. I apologize. Floyd won the regular season battle a year ago tomorrow, 54-44. But then Jeff got that win in triple overtime, sort of an instant classic at the Seymour sectional over Floyd Central. And so maybe a little bit of revenge on the Highlanders' mind, too. Well, Lovings-Watts just loses the ball out of bounds. It looked like it was going to be a great set play there, and he just couldn't hang on to the rock.
Slipped out of his hand. It's one of those second halves. You just got to play through it.
As the Highlanders look to reset. Harrett. And now Lee works it to Washington.
They've got it. They had it, but they didn't see it.
Well, and no doubt. What's interesting here with 4:44, will Floyd keep their foot on the gas, or will they be happy just to, just look for that absolute best shot?
Well, I mean, you want to take your time up to an extent, but Jeff's is capable of putting on the afterburners too, so they really don't need to stop being aggressive offensively.
Good defense there, and now the good entry pass by Washington to Shelahowski. Just a great assist there.
Yeah, and that time the big boy caught the ball and kept it up and went right straight up with it. That's what you got to do. He does that, he's going to be successful.
56-31. Well, and I got to interview Wes Shelahowski for the GLICOD preview magazine, and as Lovings-Watts takes a shot, won't go. And, what's interesting, as a freshman, he got very limited playing time with JV, a little more JV time as a sophomore, and even as a junior last year. He had some varsity time, but really worked on his body as a junior, and especially this offseason coming into his senior campaign, and really is a different kind of player. He got the ball there. Took it down, but he got his man up in the air to Shelahowski, so he will go to the line.
Yeah, he brought that one down that time, but he kind of had to the way he caught it.
Right.
So,
and that's Will Lovings-Watts' fourth.
Jeff 2 for 14 from the floor here in the second half. That ain't gonna cut it, and 4 turnovers.
And of course, folks, this one could be reprised in the. That Seymour sectional, 4A sectional, it's absolutely one of the tougher sectionals in the state.
No doubt. Well, Jeff's calling it a night here.
As Coach Andrew Grants puts in all subs, and the Red Devils starters head to the bench, and Floyd Central is going to do the same. Shelahowski knocks home his 17th point to lead all scorers.
39-6 in the second half, and that's just an amazing run.
So we've got all new players in the ball game, which is, of course, always fun for the play-by-play man. So we'll get you everybody we can. And we've had somebody go down from Jeff.
Oh, that doesn't look good.
And so we're going to move the camera off, which we did. Thank you, Will. Tell you who we are. And looks like it'll just be a short break, so we don't need to go to a break. But Dr. Todd Carter, alongside me is analyst Jeff Cooper. Kevian Gauss running our computer here, local producer, executive producer Steve Bird tonight, and Will Harper running our camera as teams do come back out onto the floor and are ready to go. In action.
May have gotten hit in a bad place. I'll leave it at that.
And that's Trey Singleton trying to hook from the baseline.
Nice move.
A 6'4" freshman. As the first of the free throws. That one won't fall. And looking for the second here. That's up, no good, but tracking it down is Michael Cooper, another freshman.
No relation.
Okay. Now the ball out high. That's Boyd with it. Thomas. Back to Cooper. 5'9" freshman. Shoots the runner. Won't go.
Nice move, though.
And cleaning it up is Brock Conrad. And the Highlanders well down on their bench. Now down in underneath. That was Caden Stewart. Couldn't get it to fall. Back the way of Jeff.
Made a good move, just didn't get it up in there. Did a good job shielding the defensive player, using the rim there, but just couldn't get it to fall.
Jeff working it again. Boyd driving it and fouled out on the floor. So Sean Boyd, the 5'9" freshman, will get a chance to go to the line. That's going to go against Caden Stewart.
You know, they're playing these freshmen that they got to play over the Christmas holidays and getting them in now. Get them as much experience as possible. It's only going to help you down the road.
Well, and I think that's what Andrew Grant's, Coach Grant's looking at both the sort of the legs of his team and also just the score, you know. Just a good chance to get him some live action in a big crowd atmosphere.
See if they can, you know, get about 6 or 8 points knocked off this margin at the end. That'd be a win for
Singleton to trigger. To Douglas. Douglas up under.
Good strong move there by Douglas.
Douglas's fourth point of the night.
He's a freshman too.
Sure is. And the ball poked away, recovered, now thrown back away. So good defense by Jeff, and then the carom goes Floyd Central way.
That was Floyd Central's first turnover of the second half.
Brock Conrad can't get it to go. Wow, really?
Yeah, their first turnover of the second half. A big difference in the ball, one of the huge differences in the ball game.
Absolutely.
We shoot lights out and don't turn the ball over, you know. And that rebound, you're good shape.
Good things are going to happen, right?
That's right, yeah. Guard.
Jeff looking to work it. It's a man inside, a little bump and a travel.
Yeah.
That was Michael Cooper down in there again.
Took a little bit of an extra step there. He may have actually traveled before the travel was called, but that's, you know.
Well, also gives these youngsters from Jeff chance to play that trap. But Floyd Central passed through it, and then Brock Conrad lost the handle, turns, shoots off the near iron.
It was a tough shot.
It was. Conrad, a 6'5" freshman, so freshman getting some playing time there. Shot up again by Jeff that won't go. We're under a minute. Is about to wrap things up. Shot there. Caden Stewart won't fall for him. Boyd with it. So Jeff looks to reset at least once more.
Job there by Boyd getting to the hole.
And the foul. Let's see who that's going to go against. That's going to go against Nathan Rushing, 6'3", sophomore for Floyd Central. His first.
You know, Jeff did the same thing to Floyd Central's JV team in the first game. Floyd Central was winning, and they came back and pulled the margin out there by 15 at the end.
You're absolutely right. Yeah, Jeff ended up winning that one 66-51. Boyd gets on the box score there with that made free throw. 26 seconds to go. And Austin Cardwell shoots the three. It won't fall. Caleb Thomas content just to guard the ball, let it fall out of bounds there.
I sure didn't expect this the second half. I'm not surprised Floyd Central came back and won. I'm surprised at the final margin, though.
And the shot up by Caleb Thomas. Airmails that one down and ends up being picked up by Zach Sims. Gets it ahead and dribbling it out was Caden Stewart, and that is the ball game. So our final The Floyd Central Highlanders 58 and the Jeff Red Devils 34. Come on back for the postgame show. We'll get you all the stats, talk about this win for the Highlanders, and more, including the most outstanding player, coming up on GLICOD.
Opioid overdoses in Clark County are at record highs. That's why the Clark County Health Department is now training volunteers to administer to victims of opioid abuse the drug Narcan, which may reverse its effects. To find out when and where CPR and Narcan training will be available, visit clarkhealth.net. You can help control the opioid epidemic. A message from the Clark County Health Department.
I'm your cat. And ever since you brought me home that day, I've been plotting to destroy you. This is a billion years of tiger DNA just ready to pounce. And if you got the wrong home insurance coverage, you could be coughing up the cash for this. So get Allstate and be better protected from mayhem, like meow.
Contact Floyd Snobs and Jeffersonville Allstate agent Packy Page for a quote today.
In one fell swoop, one innocent city will be left with one burning question.
What? No.
When you need to be there, you need an Interstate, the car battery auto techs prefer.
Come by Interstate Batteries, 1510 Production Road, Jeffersonville.
Dr. Carter's office, Annette speaking. How may I help you?
From your very first call, the warm personal care from Dr. Todd Carter and his friendly staff at Carter Family Dentistry will put you at ease. Dr. Carter can take care of you and your family's dental needs, from gentle cleaning to complex procedures. Visit drtoddcarter.com to learn why generations put their trust in Dr. Carter for their dental health. Or to schedule an appointment, call Annette or Joyce at 812-944-5155. Located at 809 Mount Tabor Road in New Albany.
Hi, this is Sheriff Jamie Knoll of the Clark County Sheriff's Office reminding you to please buckle up, wear your seatbelts, and refrain from texting while you're behind the wheel. Your safety is our priority. Enjoy the game.
Tonight's post-game recap is brought to you by Interstate Batteries. Find a wide selection of batteries for all types of vehicles at their locally owned Jeffersonville location, 1510 Production Road.
As we return here to Joe Hinton Court at Floyd Central High School, where the Highlanders come out on top, 58-34, a 39-9 second half by the Floyd Central Highlanders. And we talked all second half about how it looked like a different team and for both clubs. And it was great defensive both defensive intensity and offensive efficiency for Floyd Central. And then it sure looked like Jeffersonville, just their legs kind of gave out, especially they're kind of midway through the third quarter. Floyd Central just took it to them and just took the air out of them.
Yeah, they got off to a bad start there in the third quarter, and then they just ran out of gas right after that. I mean, Floyd Central came out and you know, they did what they had to do. So many times it sounds so much like a cliche, but those first 3 or 4 minutes of the third quarter are really important. And when you come out and you take a team completely out of what they're trying to do, they call a couple timeouts, and then they get down, and by the time they need to start coming back, they're out of the gas. I mean, they've hit the tank, man. So you got to credit Floyd Central. They look like both teams look like different teams in the second half. And, you know, Floyd Central's defense looks so much better. And Jeff did not get those open 3 looks that they got in the first half, whereas Jeff's defense really slacked off, and Floyd Central got a lot of good looks to the point where they shot extremely well in the second half.
Well, we're going to step away here from some of our awesome GLICOD sponsors, and when we return, we will get you all the stats brought to you by German American Bank. So we'll get you all those final numbers when we come back here on GLICOD.
This second shift, this old pair of pants, this staycation, this brown bag lunch. At American Family Insurance, we understand what it takes to make your new kitchen, that new car, or your new house a reality. It's the same as it takes to protect it. To protect your new life, your future, your dreams.
Yes, I'm a dreamer.
Drug use in adolescence or early adulthood can have a serious impact on a teen's life. Teenagers who use marijuana are more likely to have lower grades, even drop out of school. They may also suffer from impaired driving, higher levels of anxiety, and depression. We all want to see the youth in our community succeed. Regardless of your stance on marijuana, we can all agree that it is not right for teens. Paid for by Drug-Free Communities, the Department of Mental Health and Addictions, and Our Place.
As COVID-19 continues in our community, we are seeing increased cases in the younger population. While severity may be lower, there are still many health issues associated with infection, risk of transmission to other vulnerable citizens, and increasing the rate of development of variant strains. This is why the CDC recommends you get vaccinated. For more information or to schedule a COVID-19 vaccine or test, visit www.clarkhealth.net. Again, that's www.clarkhealth.net.
I'm your cat, and ever since you brought me home that day, I've been plotting to destroy you. This is a billion years of tiger DNA just ready to pounce. And if you got the wrong home insurance coverage, you could be coughing up the cash for this. So get Allstate and be better protected from mayhem, like meow.
Contact Floyd Snobs and Jeffersonville Allstate agent Packy Page for a quote today.
Skyline for me is like my second home. So I started off at drive-thru, and then the next thing I know I was serving full-time. My favorite regulars are always the ones with the kids. We're just laughing, talking, catching up on whatever's going on in our lives. Sometimes when I'm working the drive-thru, I'll hear a specific voice, and I know exactly who it is. When they pull around, I'm so excited to see them, and they're just as happy to see me. Skyline is more than just a restaurant to me. It's a fun place to work, and it's a fun place to eat.
Founded in 1910 in the Ohio Valley region, German American Bank has been raising the standards in banking, insurance, investments, and wealth management for over a century. We're big enough to provide the conveniences of modern banking, yet small enough to care about the people and communities we serve. Because we believe that when a community thrives, its people prosper. Strengthening our community since 1910. German American Bank.
You're watching Southern Indiana High School Basketball on GLICOD.
The final score, 58-34 here at Floyd Central High School, where the Highlanders come out on top. They improve to 8-2. The Red Devils fall to 2-5. And it's time to look at tonight's final numbers. A look at tonight's final numbers from German American Bank, strengthening communities since 1910. And as we put those final numbers up, we'll let Jeff Cooper walk through them for you.
Well, Jeff, for the game, at halftime they were shooting 45%. They ended up at 33% for the game. 13 out of 40, 32.7 or whatever that was. They were 5 of 12 from three-point range, 3 of 7 from the line. They had 18 total rebounds. They had 7 and 2 each. They had 14 and 4 for the game. 14 defensive, 4 offensive. 10 turnovers for Jeff. They had 6 in the second half. For Floyd Central, and this is where the game turns around. Sometimes the stats just don't lie. Jeff at halftime was shooting 39%. They ended up at just under 50% at 24 out of 50. 2 and 9 from 3. They were 8 out of 12 from the line. 32 rebounds. They out-rebounded Jeff 32-18, and 8 turnovers. Remember, they had 7 at halftime. They only made 1 turnover the second half. So, big second half here from the Highlanders.
Well, let's look at individual scoring for both teams, and a whole lot more scoring on the Floyd side than Jeff in that second half. As again, the second half, it was all Highlanders, 39-9. Floyd Central outscored Jeffersonville, but the Jeffersonville Red Devils led tonight by Brandon Razier-Moore, the 6'5" senior. Scored 11 points, but those were all in the first half, held scoreless in the second half. Will Lovings-Watts scored 10, 6 from Brenton Moore on 2 made threes in the first half. P.J. Douglas had 4. Those were all second half points. Kobe Studemeyer had 2, and Sean Boyd had a single point. For the Floyd Central Highlanders, they were led by Wesley Shelahowski. He had 17 in the contest tonight. Brady Moore exploding for 13 of his 15 final points. Was second up for the Highlanders. Next was Tevia Lee with 6. Caleb Washington had 7. Don't want to skip him. Washington was 7. Tevia Lee was 6. 5 for Cole Harrett. 4 for Kyle Potes. And 2 apiece for Max Trippier and Nathaniel Hoffman. And that will do it for the Highlanders scoring. Again, the Highlanders now out to 8-2 on the season. And we've got a chance, you've got the chance to see them again, the Highlanders, tomorrow night at North Harrison High School to take on the Cougars. So make sure and tune back in for that one.
And they're going to have to bring their second half, they're going to bring their second half A game that they had tonight, because North Harrison's got a really nice ball club.
They do, so it could be a very good one and a big weekend. And Coach, sometimes a little tough. You travel, you get a big win, a big emotional win, and then you got to travel the next night, and that can be a toughie. So it'll be interesting to see what the Highlanders bring tomorrow.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, well, let's step away, and when we come back, we will have tonight's most outstanding players. We'll get those for you when we return here on GLICOD.
Founded in 1910 in the Ohio Valley region, German American Bank has been raising the standards in banking, insurance, investments, and wealth management for over a century. We're big enough to provide the conveniences of modern banking, yet small enough to care about the people and communities we serve. Because we believe that when a community thrives, its people prosper. Strengthening our community since 1910. German American Bank.
You're busy, always on the go, and when your car needs repaired, you need it done right. At Call's Body Shop, you can make an estimate appointment to better serve you. Just call 812-949-5245 and schedule a time that fits your schedule. They're open Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, and are family-owned and operated. They've been serving Southern Indiana since 1954 at 2801 Mount Tabor Road in New Albany. It's your car, and you have a choice on your repair. Call's Body Shop. Can they fix it? Yes, they can.
What makes a credit union different or better? As a full-service credit union for the communities we serve, Centra offers competitive rates, online convenience, and a solid network of branches and ATMs. But we think we offer something more.
They looked at me as a person, not a number.
I would say it's always been a good, personable experience, whether it's over the phone or actually at a Centra location.
And we don't just listen to our members. We deliver new services, better rates, and lower fees. Visit Centra.org to learn more.
I was at practice one day, kind of made a cut through the lane, and I noticed that I landed on my knee a little weird. I saw my trainer here at school, and they highly recommended that I go to priority radiology. Any athlete, when you do go down with an injury, the first thing you think about is just how long that you're going to be out. Going to Priority radiology, where I could get my results back quickly, made a big difference because I wasn't left waiting for weeks before I could even start a treatment. I was able to get what I needed right away.
As COVID-19 continues in our community, we are seeing increased cases in the younger population. While severity may be lower, there are still many health issues associated with infection, risk of transmission to other vulnerable citizens, and increasing the rate of development of variant strains. This is why the CDC recommends you get vaccinated. For more information or to schedule a COVID-19 vaccine or test, visit www.clarkhealth.net. Again, that's www.clarkhealth.net.
We've always gone to Skyline. As soon as we get there, the girls run to make sure that we can get the counter. It's kind of neat for the kids to sit there and watch their food being made.
It's like right in front of you, showing kind of like how it's actually done. It's awesome because it's a Skyline thing.
Very, very, very awesome.
Where else can you go and play and entertain yourself and eat, you know?
Nobody has a counter like Skyline. It's just the best.
You're watching Southern Indiana High School Basketball on GLICOD.
Our final score, 58-34 here at Floyd Central High School, and it is time to look at our most outstanding players of the game. Coming right up here, brought to you by Skyline Chili. Tonight's most outstanding players brought to you by Skyline Chili on Grant Line Road near I-265. If it's game time, it's Skyline time. So, Coach, I'll leave it to you to walk us through our most outstanding players. They are?
Well, for Jeff, I'm going to go with Will Lovings-Watts. I think he had the most consistent game. I mean, honestly, nobody from Jeff really had what I think they would even consider, good games for them, but Lovings-Watts, he played, about even both halves, the way he played. Just wasn't a good, for Jeff, it just was a tough night all over. So it was a tough choice at Floyd Central. I mean, the big guy, Wes Halihowski, had 17, led him, had some good defensive plays, blocks. He probably had the best overall game, but I'm gonna go with Brady Moore as my player of the game simply for what he did at the beginning of the third quarter coming out. And scoring, he was more aggressive offensively, and he really sparked that run that put Floyd over the top. So I'm going to go with Brady Moore.
So Brady Moore ended with 15 after having 2 at the halftime break, and Will Lovings-Watts finished with 10 points. And again, this was a little bit of the tale of two halves, and the Highlanders putting up a huge 39-9, so plus 30 on the second half, to erase that halftime deficit and jump out to the lead. Again, tonight's most outstanding players brought to you by Skyline Chili on Grant Line Road near I-265. If it's game time, it's Skyline time. Well, it's time for us to wrap things up. We want to remind you to nominate your favorite student athlete for GLICOD's Most Outstanding Student Athlete Award. This winter, a male and female high school student will be recognized for their outstanding academic and athletic achievements during the fall sports season. For more information and to submit an application, visit glicod.com. Coach, let's just talk just very briefly. Final thoughts as we put a bow on this ball game tonight. Any particular thoughts on what you saw tonight and what's upcoming for both these teams?
Well, I mean, Floyd Central's got a major trap game tomorrow night with North Harrison. We witnessed North Harrison, watch North Harrison play Silver Creek. And I was very impressed with them. I mean, they're extremely well coached. They got a couple guys that can just flat darn play. And, Floyd Central's, on their home court, they're going to have to bring their second half. Like I said earlier, they're going to play the way they play the way they played in the second half with that same energy. I don't know if North Harrison played tonight or not, but they play with that same energy. They'll probably be okay in that game. But if they come out flat like they did the first half tonight, and North Harrison will give them everything they want and might send them back over here with a loss. So that's a major trap game for them. From Jeff, tale of two halves, and it's not to be unexpected. Again, they haven't been playing together. So the second half there were some adjustments made by Floyd Central, and the Jeff players just didn't adjust to that. They're going to round into shape here, and come tournament time, I think you'll see a different team.
Well, both of these teams now will line up again. The Highlanders, as Jeff said, maybe possibly have a possible trap coming up tomorrow night, and I'll be there to give that one a call. So tune us back in on YouTube or IHSAA TV and see how the Highlanders take on the North Harrison Cougars. These Red Devils host Providence early next week. They will host the tomorrow. They will host the Providence Pioneers tomorrow night at 7:30.
And I think they'll come out and, Providence has a nice team. When they shoot the ball well, Providence is tough. So they need to come out and play, get that second half out of their head and just come out and play hard and get better every game at this point is what they need to do. And Providence not an easy team to play, but they need to come out and defend their 3-point shooting and do a little bit better job, sticking with the whole game tomorrow night.
All right. Well, I think that will wrap things up from here at Floyd Central. Just a reminder that for the most in-depth coverage of Southern Indiana high school sports, visit GLICOD.com. Join us next time. Again, that's just tomorrow night at North Harrison for Floyd Central at North Harrison. Tonight's on-site producer was DeKevian Gauss. Our executive producer was Steve Bird. Will Harper was on the camera for us tonight. For analyst Jeff Cooper, I'm Dr. Todd Carter saying so long from Floyd Central High School, where our final score once again was Floyd Central 58, Jeffersonville 34. You've been watching Southern Indiana High School basketball on GLICOD. Good night. God bless everybody.
From GLICOD, this has been Jim Butner Auto Southern Indiana High School Basketball. Jim Butner Auto in Clarksville, striving to keep you driving. Tonight's game was also brought to you by Interstate Batteries, the car battery auto techs prefer. By Allstate Insurance Agent Packy Page, he puts you in good hands. By the Clark County Health Department, promoting a safe and healthy community, clarkhealth.net. By Community Action of Southern Indiana, helping people, changing lives. By Centra Credit Union, Carter Family Dentistry in New Albany, State Farm Insurance Agent Teresa Lamb, Our Place, Burns Garage, Priority Radiology, and Clark County Sheriff Jamie Knoll.
For schedule information about our upcoming broadcasts, visit our website, GLICOD.com, Facebook and Twitter @GLICOD. We thank you for tuning into this live sports presentation from GLICOD.